This is Ed McManus and
Gerry Albert.
here at the Monomoy Regional High School building site, and it's Tuesday, February 25th, and as you can see, we've had some snow go away, melt away, and because of that, behind us is the front facade of the high school, and you can see they're finally getting a chance to finish up the shingle roofing on the peak over the entryway and over the bays, over what are going to be the administrative offices, get some of the sheet metal work done, and get the front of the building finally buttoned up. They've been able to, with the snow going away, start working on getting some of the skylights installed in the back of the building, and we'll see that probably later, and also finishing up on the brickwork at the back of the building, which we'll walk around and take a look at. How's the progress going, Jer?
Good. Actually, we finally got a break in the weather. The last couple of weeks, the roofer's been away because of the snow. All the snow we've got, they can't get onto the roofs. And as you can see, all their trim work is now completed this week, and the upper roof has been shingled. And now they're on these lower roofs, which is really nice because now we can finish them inside in the administration building.
Not have to worry about any leaks coming through. Okay, with that, we'll take a break and walk around and take a look at the back of the building. Okay, we're here back around the backside of the high school, and as you can see, if you look up on the upper roof, they've gotten the skylights in and the shingling done, and they're working on putting the skylights in over what's going to be the cafeteria. All of the brickwork is finished around the cafeteria and at the entrance pillars. And they're making tremendous headway here, Jer.
Oh yeah, these guys just the skylight people just started yesterday, so they had to hoist all their material up, and now they've already completed. Now they're on their second skylight, so they're going at a pretty rapid pace up there.
And one of the things that I noticed back here is just over right in here, which was where the pallets and pallets of the formed stonework was. They're just down to the last few pieces.
Yes, Ed. They're actually down to like a few pieces, as in under 10 left to be installed. So these are leftovers and cut pieces that are left here, pretty much ready to go into the trash bin.
All right. Well, it's this is such a great leap ahead from what we saw 3 weeks ago when we were here last. With that, we'll take another break and head on inside and see some of the progress there. All right, here we are inside the cafeteria, and we can get a look at them sliding the skylights in from inside. The panels are sort of a translucent and not a clear skylight, but let a lot of light through, and finally get a sense of how the layout is now that they've finished the block work for the most part, and the walls are up where they're going to be. Just a little bit more over in the far corner, but this open area here will be the serving area with tables out here. Teacher's lunchroom down at the end, and with an opening into the back part of the serving area. So this will be, I think, a wonderful space for student lunches and other functions and events that the town will have here.
Yes, Ed. The block layer, the mason company is really progressed here. They took all their manpower that was on the outside have now come inside here, and this is closed up tremendously in the last week. They put down a lot of block, and this is ready for the mechanicals now. So we'll see what happens.
Good. We can make a quick move ahead. With that, let's walk out here into Main Street, and we can take a look up and see the skylights that have been put in up here. And this is getting pretty close to what the finished ceiling and skylight array will look like. Still some paint to go on the, more coats of paint to go on the beams, but it's starting to look like it will when all's said and done. All right, with that, we'll take another break and we'll wander around some of the other spaces we've been looking after and see how they've progressed. All right, we've moved down and we're in the media center, what we used to call the library. And they've gotten quite a bit of the sheetrock up, and it's starting to look more like it will when it's all finished. Putting in the framing for the columns. It looks like there's using the columns to bury a lot of the mechanicals.
Yes, Ed, that's a good place for it. That's exactly right. The mechanicals have come quite a bit. The sprinkler systems in. Right now they're going to start on their HVAC, which is around the round pipe that's behind us there. If you can see that in the background, they're going to come through the trusses on each side, one tube on each side, and that will finish up the mechanicals up there.
Okay. And with that, we've got, we mentioned they poured the slab, and that's done in here. They still have the final window. They're still leaving that open for potentially, if they need to get anything large into the building, that'll be a place to do it.
Right. All these large lifts, as you can, you don't really see them because we don't show them too much. But there are quite a bit of lifts left in the building, and that's where they'll be exiting for their finals, run out of here. So.
Okay. Well, with that, it's getting close to closing time, so we'll move on before they close up the building. Okay, we've moved along to the second floor, up in the hallway over Main Street at the front of the building. Give you a sense, we keep on talking about the beams up here, the arch beams covering Main Street, carrying the roof. And you can notice the ones that are sort of a white paint. That's a special type of paint. It's called intermescent.
Intermescent paint.
Intermescent paint, and what it is if there's ever a fire, it reacts to the heat and expands and will protect the beams from being damaged by the heat.
Yes, Ed. That's the nice part about this intermescent paint. It's expensive, but it's effective because it looks like regular paint, during the day, and if there were ever have a fire, the heat would expand it and it does its job. So.
And then once they get the layers of the paint on and build up to the proper thickness, then they'll put the finish coat of regular paint on to give it the color look, and it looks like it'll look a lot better than if they had to cover it with that spray foam fire insulation.
That's correct. There's many layers that go down on this intermescent paint. It's not just one coat covers all. I would say there's like 7 or 8 coats, and that's for a 1-hour rating. So that's 7 days that they have to do this.
Okay, and where we are located right here is you can look down one hallway, which is the classrooms off of the wing over the administration area. There's a large lecture room in there. And then this is also where the foreign language labs are going to be. And then turning the other way, it's another hallway in the academic wing down to the far end, the side of the building overlooking the athletic field. But it's all starting to have a very real look to it. And then behind us, behind our camera person, Jamie, is down into the stairway and the overlooking into the media center. But all the parts are finally starting to come together, so it's taking a much more, almost the sort of shape that you get a feel for what it's going to look like when we're all done. With that, we'll take a wander on downstairs where I think they've gotten a good a bit ahead on some of the finish paints and colors and in some of the rooms.
Yeah, yes, Ed. There's some ceiling grid and there's some ceiling tiles and actually some finished lights in the science lab, so we can take a look at that while we're there.
Oh, great. Okay, we're down in one of the first floor science rooms, and this is probably the room that's furthest ahead in finish. You can see the paint on the walls, the blue color on the one wall, the accent wall. But also they've started getting the ceiling grid in to hang the ceiling, and some of the light fixtures have finally started going up. Once that's all in place, left to come is the casework. You can see all the utilities here for the sinks along the walls, and the plugs, and whatnot, but they get the casework in and the countertops on and get the flooring down. But they're moving, this is starting to come together.
Yes, Ed. This is really progressed. This is progressing really quickly now, and all their fin tubes in for their radiant heats on the exterior. That just went in the last week, which is going to supply these rooms with plenty of heat. And we're not far away from flooring here, so I don't think it's going to be a whole lot of time left before we see the flooring come down. So.
Okay. Well, this is really starting to give a sense of what the classroom spaces will start to look like. With that, I think we'll do one last little shot out in the hallways of some of the finish work on the tile, and call it a day for the tour. Okay, we've gotten out in the hallway, and actually we're at one of the entrance of one of the restroom areas, and you can see the tile work that they've gotten completed. There's in this location, on one side will be men's and the other women's, sort of a typical layout that you see done like at airports for restrooms, but nice accent colors and an accent strip of tile work. And then in the hallway, going down, where we don't have lockers along the hallway, they've run tile for the lower portion of the wall. Given it's a high school with lots of young people, you get a lot of exuberant youngsters, and you need something hard on that lower piece of wall to keep it from getting dented and whatnot. But it's also adds a nice design element to the look of the school. They'll be finishing this up and starting to lay floors in the hallways and the bathroom, and starting to wrap it up here too.
Yes, Ed, this is going real good here too. Actually, this blue glass tile that you see in the background is going to be at all the stairwells, the 4 stairwells on this side of the building, on the first and the second floor. So you're going to have a big wall of this blue accent tile there, so you can establish where the stairs are. So it's going to be nice. It's a good looking tile too.
So you're using a color as a key for people to know where they are in the building. Exactly. All right. Well, with that, I think we're going to wrap it up. This is Ed McManus,
Gerry Albert,
calling it a day at the Monomoy High School building.